Right now, inside your skull, 3 pounds of tissue is doing something no computer on Earth can do. The world's fastest supercomputer needs a building full of machines and enough electricity to power a small town. Your brain does more, and it runs on about 20 watts. That's less power than your refrigerator light. How is that possible? How does something so small, so soft, so fragile, outperform machines built by our smartest engineers? This isn't just a story about biology. It's a mystery that some of the smartest people alive are still trying to solve. And once you understand it, you'll never look at your own mind the same way again. Let's start with a comparison. Not a fair one, a brutal one. A modern computer chip has billions of transistors, tiny switches that flip on and off. That's how it thinks: fast, precise, mechanical. Now look at the brain. It doesn't have switches. It has neurons, around 86 billion of them, and each one can connect to thousands of others. Here's where it gets strange. If you multiply the connections in your brain, you get a number bigger than all the stars in the observable universe. But here's the real mystery. A supercomputer that tries to simulate even 1 second of full brain activity needs enormous energy and enormous time. Your brain does it continuously, every second, without even trying. So why? Why is this 3-pound organ so absurdly efficient? To understand that, we have to go back. Back before computers. Back before electricity. Back to how your brain was built in the first place. Long before brains existed, the first living cells faced a simple problem: survive or die. And survival meant one thing: reacting to the world fast enough to avoid danger and find food. Over millions of years, evolution didn't design the brain like an engineer designs a computer. It didn't plan ahead, it experimented. It kept whatever worked and threw away whatever didn't. That's the secret. The brain wasn't built, it was grown, shaped by billions of years of brutal trial and error under one unbreakable rule: never waste energy you don't have. And that rule changed everything. Unlike a computer chip, which is either fully on or fully off, a neuron is efficient by design. It only fires when it truly needs to. This is called sparse coding. At any given moment, only a small fraction of your neurons are active. The rest stay silent, waiting. It sounds inefficient. It's actually genius. But sparse coding alone doesn't explain everything. Here's where scientists found something even more surprising. Your brain doesn't just save energy by staying quiet. It saves energy by combining 2 jobs into one. In your computer, memory and processing are 2 separate places. Data has to travel back and forth between them constantly. That travel costs time. It costs energy. Engineers even have a name for this bottleneck. They call it the von Neumann bottleneck. But in your brain, every single neuron does both jobs at once. It stores information and processes it in the very same place. There's no shuttling, no traffic jam, no wasted trip. Multiply that by 86 billion neurons, all doing both jobs simultaneously, and you start to understand why your brain doesn't need a server room. It doesn't need to move information around. The information already lives exactly where it's used. This is why some scientists believe the brain isn't just powerful. It might be the most efficient computing system we know of, built by nature for free over hundreds of millions of years. But this raises an even bigger question. If the brain is this efficient, why haven't we just copied it? Why are our best computers still nowhere close? Scientists have tried for decades, and what they discovered wasn't just difficult, it was humbling. The problem is your brain isn't just fast, it's flexible. It rewires itself constantly, forming new connections every time you learn something and weakening the ones you don't use. Computers don't do that. Not really. Not yet. This ability has a name: neuroplasticity. And it might be the single biggest reason your brain can learn a new language, recover from injury, or master a skill you once thought was impossible. Here's what makes this even more incredible. Scientists still don't fully understand exactly how memory and learning are stored at the deepest level. There are strong theories, but the full picture is still being uncovered. And that honesty is exactly why this field is exploding right now. Because the brain isn't just a biology problem anymore. It's becoming one of the biggest questions in technology. Right now, Engineers around the world are trying to build machines that don't just calculate like computers, but think like brains. They're studying neurons, synapses, and energy efficiency, hoping to build a new kind of intelligence entirely. But to build something inspired by the brain, you first have to understand the brain. Not just what it does, but how it actually thinks, one signal at a time. And that's exactly where this story is headed. Because everything you just learned, the efficiency, the flexibility, the sheer scale of your brain, all of it comes down to one tiny building block. A cell so small you can't see it, and so powerful it can shape a thought, a memory, or a decision that changes your entire life. So here's the truth. Your brain isn't powerful because it's big. It isn't powerful because it's fast. It's powerful because billions of years of trial and error built the most efficient thinking machine we've ever discovered. And it's sitting behind your eyes right now. But we've only just scratched the surface, because everything about intelligence, efficiency, and thought starts with one single cell. And in the next episode, we're going to meet it face to face. Next time, on The Science of Intelligence, meet the neuron, the building block of intelligence. You'll discover how a single cell fires an electrical signal in less time than it takes you to blink, and why that tiny spark is the true origin of every thought you've ever had. Here's something worth thinking about before you go. Every technology we've ever built, the wheel, the engine, the computer, was inspired by something we first observed in nature. If the most powerful thinking machine in the known universe is sitting inside your own skull, what do you think we still don't understand about ourselves?